So a lot of millennials, we've noticed, a lot of millennials are feeling that there's been almost a fix up, and they feel like there's no way they'll ever own their own properties. Do you feel they're justified because you were once 19 and you were, had the same
Sure.
ambitions? What would you say to a millennial or a centennial?
I would tell them they're crazy. I bought my first property when I was 21 years old, and I've owned multiple properties throughout my life. Millennials actually represent one of the larger buying pools here in South Florida. And I would tell you that the biggest thing holding millennials back typically is they don't think they have enough money to buy the property, to put a down payment. And it really through the proper education and knowing, hey, listen, here's what happens. You could buy a property with X number of dollars down. And then in addition to that, here are all the additional benefits you have of when you buy a property. You can write off the mortgage interest on your taxes. You can write off the property taxes. You can write off depreciation if it's an investment property. So you have all these different tax benefits that really play in. So I think it's just more of a lack of education and the misnomer that millennials like to move a lot and millennials don't like, they don't want to own anything. They want to rent everything in their life. I think if you look at the source of who that's coming from, typically it's somebody who's in the rental business. So you'll look at, let's say, Grant Cardone, and I like Grant. He's actually been on my show. And Grant will say, millennials aren't buying property. They don't want to own anything. They want to lease everything essentially. Well, he also happens to own I don't know how many thousands of units. So it's in his best interest for that to happen. It's also in my best interest for people to buy property. But I make money if they rent property too. So I don't care what they do, if they buy or they rent. Millennials are buying, they're getting educated not only on the amount of money it takes to buy a property, but they're getting educated on the tax benefits that come along with it. And whether they're buying their main property to live in or they're buying investment property, they're buying property.